Can you able to hear me? Good morning. Yes, am I audible? Okay. So only 5 students are there. Call the remaining students to join. Okay. I hope everyone can able to see my screen, right? Yes or no? Unmute yourself and answer my question. Yes. Okay. So I think last class we ended up here reinforcement learning. This one a particular question I asked. I think whether we ended up here or we have taken a little bit more or where. Can you able to recollect it? Few slides or more even regarding this reinforcement learning. Yes. Can you able to remember where we stopped the session? Yes, to me.
So I think, the last thing what we did was we were in the lab and we were going through the single variable linear
Okay. Yeah,
regression.
yeah. That we have done with laboratory theory class.
Yes,
I think this reinforcement learning have Do you remember this particular slide? Which we have,
yes, I think so, sir.
okay.
You asked us about, what is happening here.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay, yeah, yes, okay. So yeah, thank you. Now, you know, so reinforcement learning. Why the reason behind I'm having this particular image on this is reinforcement learning is completely depending upon the agent is observing the environment and agent is taking decision according to the environmental situation. If agent takes a right decision, it will be rewarded. Okay, we have to give some reward to the agent. If agent is taking wrong decision, the agent should be punished, or penalty should be given to the agent. That is the logic behind the reinforcement learning. That's how this system is working. That's why, and that while training the dogs, whenever dog is obeying the order, we always need to give some reward to the dog, like any food or something. If it is disobey, or if it is not following the order, in the sense we should give penalty to the dog. That's why this image is here as an analogy. See here, now you can able to get a clear idea by this particular image. So agent is here, environment is here. According to this environment, if agent is to taking this particular path, the fire based path, in the sense it is not good decision. If it takes this particular path, in the sense with water, that is good decision. So now the agent have chosen this particular path with fire, so minus 50 point detected. So if agent chooses this particular path, it will be appreciated with rewards. Okay, that's how the agent is learning the environment perfectly. Okay, so if we represent this with the help of a state chart diagram, in the sense, see, agent is learning the environment, learning from the environment. Agent is taking a action. If the action is good, then the reward should be given. Whenever we change the state, one state to another state, whether the penalty or reward should be given to the agent, okay, based on its action. If action is perfect, then we should give reward. If action is not good, then we have to give the penalty points. Okay, so this is all about the reinforcement learning, how it works and all, already we discussed, and this is nothing but a formal definition for your examination point of view. Okay, this is all about the types of machine learning which we have discussed. Now we are getting into a new topic, and it is highly important for the machine learning stuff, that is linear regression. Already we have discussed this in the laboratory with practical stuffs and all. We are going to implement that, everything we are going to do. But we have to see the simple linear regression and how regression works, the mathematics behind regression, everything we have to give. We have to see formally, then only you can able to get good understanding, then only you can able to choose your own problem to solve, choose your own problem to solve through linear regression. Okay, so that's why we have to learn linear regression in a deeper way with mathematical stuffs and all. Okay, so whenever we get it, before we get into this linear regression stuff in a formal way, I would like to give some inputs to you regarding how data is processing and how data is doing the things. Actually, I think you are studying machine learning. Have you studied data mining? Yes, yes or no? Unmute yourself and answer the question. Have you studied the subject data mining, or you are studying in this semester? Yes. Give me yes or no. Yes. Anyone? Yog? Unmute yourself and answer the question. Have you studied the course data mining? Yes. Yeah, it was an elective subject, right? So you studied. Okay. So then you can able to understand it clearly. No need to explain it in further way. See, so basically we are having raw data. Okay, raw data is the data as it is, without data cleaning process or without anything. So you have to remove some noise in the data, and you have to modify the data according to your environment. If you do that, you will get a processed data, and on the processed data, if you apply machine learning algorithms or data mining algorithms, you will get knowledge. Through that knowledge, you can get wisdom. By that you can able to earn money, or you can able to use this for human well-being. Say for example, if you know what will be the share value after 2 months, what will be the share value of Tata Motors after 2 months, in the sense, if you know it is going to get increased to large extent, in the sense you can buy that share and you can sell after 2 months and you can earn money. Okay, so whenever you have a knowledge, you can easily convert that knowledge into money. Okay, so this is what actually a thing. For this we have to do some kind of prediction. So some kind of prediction is highly essential in this particular category. So to do that prediction, to convert that knowledge, or to get that knowledge, you have to go with this kind of simple linear regression machine learning techniques. Okay, so now, yeah, uh, now see, in simple linear regression, we have two type of variables. One variable is independent variable, another variable is dependent variable. Okay, these are all the two variables we basically have with respect to the simple linear regression. independent variable and dependent variable. What is the difference between independent variable and dependent variable? Already we discussed in the laboratory. Yes, anyone? Yes, give me the difference between independent variable and dependent variable. Yes, students, please unmute yourself and talk, because it is online session, but you have to talk. You can interact with me. It's not like you keep on mute yourself all the time. Yeah, unmute yourself and say. Anyone? Already we discussed, right? What is the difference between dependent variable and independent variable? Yes. Sonal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell me the difference between independent variable and dependent variable. Give any example.
So like independent variable like that stands alone
Okay.
and it's change other variables. And the
Oh,
dependent variable like it is something
okay.
sir, I don't remember that.
Okay. Give me any two example for that.
So for what?
Any two
So for
variables. Yeah.
so for independent or for dependent?
Yeah. For both. For both.
And so like for dependent for
Hmm.
independent it must be like age.
Okay.
And so like something which can be changed like
According to
age
the,
or yes
yeah.
sir school classes.
What will be? Yeah.
Sir, school classes.
Okay, okay. So you're telling, if
Yes, sir.
age is 5, they will study in first standard. If age is 10, they used to study in fifth
Yes,
standard.
sir. Yes,
Likewise,
sir.
you're telling. Yeah, yeah, it's correct. So the independent variable is the one which is giving the data, but dependent variable is always changing according to the independent variable. It vary. Yeah, that is the thing. So I
Yes,
hope
sir.
all of you remember. Yes, thank you. Yeah, thanks for your input. Then see here. Yeah, this we have discussed already. The area square feet, area in square feet, that we have discussed. The price in rupees, if area is 1000 square feet, price is 25 lakh. If area is 1500, if area is 1500, price is 35 lakh. So amount of time which you spend for yeah, the same way we can say the amount of time which you spend for preparation and the mark which you have scored, both are directly proportional. And here price is a dependent variable, area is independent variable, the mark which you scored is dependent variable, the amount of time which you spend for preparation is independent variable. Okay, now you can give these examples: age and experience, experience salary, age height. Okay. So just look into this. Prediction takes vital role in this particular category. Prediction of dependent variable is the objective of linear regression. So our job is we have to predict the dependent variable. That is the job of linear regression. Through linear regression, we can able to predict the value of dependent variable for some value of independent variable. Okay, that's what we have done with the laboratory. I mean, we were discussing in the lab classes what will be the price for 30,000 square feet, what will be the price for 5,000 square feet of the area. Okay, that we have discussed here. Just consider this particular independent variable and dependent variables, right? So variable that is changed, variable affected by the change. See here, the amount of water which we are giving to a plant. Okay, the amount of water which we are giving to the plant is directly proportional to the size of the plant or number of leaves or living or dead. Okay, if you give proper amount of water, it will get more leaves, and it will be healthy. If you are not giving water, it will die. If you are giving good amount of water, reasonable amount of water, it may be reasonably healthy. Okay, so amount of water is always related to the healthiness, or the quality of the plant. Okay, do you agree this? Yes or no? Yes, this is right. Right? Are you following, students? Yes. Yes, Yogesh is giving some answers. Okay. See here now. I hope in this way this prediction value and the linear regression takes a vital role, and it is having its own advantage. So before getting into this mathematical stuff, I would like to ask one question. How many of you know about the precision agriculture? How many of you heard about this word precision agriculture? Yes, anyone? Yeah. Unmute yourself and talk. What is precision agriculture? Any idea? Yes or no? Yes, Harsh. Okay, Rudvi. Yeah, no. Okay, Harsh. Any idea?
No, sir, no idea.
No idea. Okay. Precision agriculture in the sense, the countries like Israel and all are doing this precision agriculture. Okay, I would like to interact with the one who is in the agricultural field. Is there anyone who is having your family, profession, or anyone is having your own agriculture land and doing agriculture? Yes? No, how it is possible? At least one or two must be belongs to agriculture community. We are in India. Yes. Arun Singh said no. Anyone is having your own? Yeah, forefather used to do that. Okay, it's okay. Yeah. Uh, Anyone is having the rice paddy or wheat paddy or something here, or some plants if you're growing? No one is in agriculture. This 21 members, no one? Yes, Komal, Krunal. Okay, it's okay. See, but I think you have enough knowledge about agriculture, at least some knowledge about agriculture in the sense. See, in agriculture, actually the country like India is having um, you know more agriculture land. Okay, even still, um, after this industrialization and IT boom, and after all, now if you take the statistics, more number of people and the more number of citizens are rely on agriculture only. Okay, so agriculture is the one. As an engineer, as an engineer, you have to serve the society, and you have to solve some problem which is related to the agriculture. Then it will be beneficial for your state, your country, and many farmers, because farmers are suffering a lot. Farmers are doing suicide every day. A lot of problems are associated with farmers. So we have to introduce um, science in agriculture, and that should be availed by the layman farmers. Okay, see here, we are all doing agriculture, and whether it may be a rice paddy, or whether it may be a wheat paddy, or a coconut tree, or some other plant, water resource is the main thing for agriculture. Still, water resource is main thing for agriculture, and based on the water resource only it is doing. Um, Now, the states like Gujarat or Tamil Nadu, or dry states, most of the places are dry, except few places. Not all the places, but most of the places are dry. So in the dry state, getting water or giving water resource to the farmers is very difficult, because worldwide, everyone is saving water. Everyone is fighting for the water. Uh, lo- if you are telling the third world war will come only for the water. So water resource is the main thing. So if we use water resource in an effective way, if we utilize, yes, yeah. Yes, who is talking, please?
Sir, maybe he accidentally unmuted himself.
Okay, okay, it's okay. Okay, so we have to use water resource effectively. If we use water resource effectively, we can improve the agriculture. So how to utilize the water resource in an effective way? How to optimize the water resource utilization in agriculture? Okay, if we get into that, every farmer is giving water to the coconut tree, every farmer is giving water to the wheat paddy and all the things. So when we are giving the water, we don't know how much water it really need. We are simply based on the assumption, based on our own knowledge, or based on the previous knowledge which we are having, based on simple assumption, we are giving water to the plants. Okay, we are giving water to the plants, but we don't know how much water it need, how much water it deserves really. Okay, that knowledge we don't have. Okay, that knowledge we don't have, and based on the assumption only we are giving, and we are giving same amount of water to all the plants. It is also not good, because if you feel hungry, I have to give some more food to you. If you are feeling less hungry, I have to give some less food to you. So it should be personalized. So here it is not personalized in agriculture. So we, based on the assumption only, we are giving water that may be high or that may be less, sometimes accidentally that may be accurate. But we have to give the water which really needed to particular plant. How much water it really needed, how much in a precise way, how much milliliter it needs exactly. Okay, otherwise how much drop it need exactly in this particular second. Okay, if we go in that detail with the help of IoT and machine learning stuff, we can improve the agriculture, and we can save the water resource, and we can improve the healthiness or quality of the plant also. Okay, we can improve the yield for the farmers. So a lot of things we can able to get. Not only the water, you can use, based on checking the water moisturizing level of that land and how much it really needs. If we do that particular research, and if we have that data, we can able to do that thing. Okay, not only the water, even pesticides, fertilizers. Okay, how much pesticides it need really, how much fertilizers it need really. We are simply randomly giving based on the assumption we are giving. But if we get into this precision agriculture, we can give exactly, and we can save the money, and we can increase the yield. That is nothing but a precision agriculture, the country like Israel and all doing. So we have to introduce machine learning stuffs and other stuffs in this particular category. So in this area, this linear regression is highly useful. Okay, so yeah, this kind of application we can use the linear regression. So linear regression model describe the relationship between variable by fitting the line to the observed data. This we have discussed in the laboratory. We have to represent, or we have to represent the data distribution using a single straight line. Okay, by that we can able to do the prediction. Now I would like to explain about the relationship between x and y. I mean positive relationship. See, positive relationship in the sense, if x get increased, if x variable get increased, y also get increased. In the sense, we have positive relationship. Okay, we have positive relationship. We can say it is positive relationship. Whenever x get decreased, whenever x get decreased, y also should get decreased. In the sense, we can say it is a positive relationship. So it should be directly proportional. Whenever x get increased, y also get increased. Whenever whenever x get decreased, y also get decreased. This is nothing but a positive relationship. Okay, so give me an example for that. Whenever x get increased, y also get increased. Yes, Any example? Whenever x get increased, y also should get increased. Give me an example. Positive relationship. Give me a simple example. Anyone? In water, when temperature increases, volume also increases. Is it so? Okay, Arun Singh is telling when temperature increases, volume get increased. Okay, I don't think so. Yeah, cost of flat per square inch. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. It's right. You know, the same example we can tell. Okay, the directly proportional only. So where the amount of time which you're spending with amount of time you're spending for exam preparation getting increased, in the sense the mark which you have scored in the examination also get increased. Okay, so
Sir,
the
we studied
amount.
in chemistry about
Yes, yes.
Charles Roget.
Yeah,
We
please.
studied in we studied in chemistry about Charles Roget. In a particular condition, volume of if you increase the temperature of a gas, the volume of gas also increases. So it's
Okay.
directly proportional.
Okay. I don't about that physics. I can't able to relate. But anyway, yeah. If it is correct, okay. Yeah. Yes. Thanks for your input. See, now we can say this, and also the amount of time which you are spending for your, uh, fitness or exercise or something, whether it may be a yoga or running or jogging, is directly proportional to the your fitness or healthiness. Okay, the more time which you are spending for your for exercise or something is directly proportional to your fitness or healthiness. Okay, so likewise we can able to say many example. Okay, this is nothing but a positive relationship between x and y. So whenever we are having a positive relationship between x and y, see here, when x get increased, y also get increased. Okay, whenever we are having a positive relationship, um, see, whenever we are having a positive relationship, we are getting the straight line like this. Okay, if data is distributed based on the positive relationship, you will get the straight line like this. Between x and y, you will get the straight line like this. See, consider this particular point, x value is less, y value is also less, but for this point x is increasing, y also increasing. For this point x is increasing more, y also increasing more. So you will get the straight line like this. Okay, you will get the straight line like this whenever you are having positive relationship. Okay, whenever you are having positive relationship, or whenever your data is distributed in a positive way, so you have to plot a straight line like this. Your straight line will be like this. This is nothing but a directly proportional line. Okay, so this line is having positive slope. Okay, we will discuss now. I would like to get into this negative relationship between x and y. Whenever we talk on the negative relationship between x and y, whenever x get increased, whenever x get increased, y will get decreased. Whenever x get increased, y will get decreased. Okay, whenever x get decreased, y get increased. Okay, inversely proportional. X and y are inversely proportional. Okay, can anyone please give an example for this negative relationship between x and y? Any example? How x and y are negatively related? Whenever x get increased, y should get decreased. Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Dhairya, Heli, Komal, Krunal. Please come up with your answers. Yeah, simple. You can think by yourself and tell. When X, give me an analogy. When X, yeah, Sonal is giving if a train increases, what if train increases speed, the length of the time to get the final point decreased. Good. Yes, absolutely right. Whenever age increases, body stamina decreases. Yeah, correct. Yeah, good. These are all the examples. So whenever x get increased, y will. So here we are having inversely proportional relationship. Okay. So yeah, we can say the same example. The amount of time which you're spending with Facebook get increased in the sense your your scoring in the examination get decreased. Okay, we can say this as an inversely proportional, and we can say other example also. Okay, so this is nothing but a negative relationship. Whenever x get increased, I get decreased. See here. So whenever we are having a positive relationship, we will get the line here. So whenever we are getting a negative relationship line is like this. Okay, this line is like this. See here. Here, just consider this particular point. X is less. Okay, x is less, but y is too much high. X is less, y is high. When x, see here, if I increase the y, x get decreased. Whenever I increase the y, x get decreased. Or whenever, see, if you take in this way, whenever you increasing, the x, y get decreased. So it is inversely proportional. In this negative relationship, if you plot the points, you will get a straight line like this. And if you map or if you draw a line which is connecting all the lines, all the data points in the sense, you will get a straight line like this. Okay, here we are having a negative relationship. Okay, so in all the data points, x is inversely proportional to y, or y is inversely proportional to x. Okay, clear? Are you following? Any doubt in this? Yes? Yeah, Dhairya have given when fruits are kept for longer time, they get ripe. They get ripe. Okay. Yes. Are you following? Clear? Any doubt as of now? Do you want to clear something? Yes or no? Yes. Unmute yourself and tell me, are you following? Not getting any reply? Give your reply, yes. Okay. Yeah. If you are clear, no problem. Yeah. See here, whenever we are getting a positive relationship, okay, whenever we are getting a positive relationship, see, in this particular, see, just look into this particular data distribution. Here, all the data are distributed like this. Okay, here all the data are distributed like this. So obviously it is a positive relationship. So we can connect all the data lines, or the line which we are drawing should be very close to all the data points. That is our intention. We have to draw a line which is very close to all the data points. That is our intention. If we draw the line, that will be like this. If we draw the straight line, that is like this. Okay, so we have to draw a line for this particular data distribution plot like this. So here we are having positive relationship. If we are having negative relationship, real time the data are distributed like this, and we have to connect all the data points very closely with a straight line. Okay, then the line should be like this. It is negative linear. Okay, this is nothing but a positive linear, this is nothing but a negative linear. So we are having negative relationship here, we're having positive relationship here. Okay, so yeah, look here. So whenever we are having a positive relationship or negative relationship, our intention is, as we discussed in the laboratory, our intention is connecting all the data points using straight line. Okay, connecting all the data points using straight line. The straight line should be very close to all the data points, but practically it is not possible. Practically you can't able to connect all the data points using straight line, because if you connect all the data points using a straight line, in the sense you will not get straight line if you connect all the data points. So you have to optimize this, and you have to do as much as possible. Okay, as much as possible you have to do. See here, if we do as much as possible, anyway you will get error. Our objective is to reduce the error, as we discussed earlier, but anyway you are having some error. See, this is the line, and that the actual data points is residing here. This is the line, and actual data point is residing here. So this gap is actually an error, and this gap, the distance between this line and this data point, this gap is also an error. So here also we have an error, here also we have an error. Okay, here also we have an error, that is represented as delta 1 and delta 2, as we discussed earlier. So this is an error. So the same way in negative distribution also we will get error. Okay, the distance between this line and this particular data point, so that error is represented in this cross line. Okay, see, the red line is actually a straight line, this black line is representing an error, the distance between the actual data point and the straight line, that is considered as an error. Our intention is to minimize error. So if your error is less, your accuracy of your prediction is good. If error is high accuracy of your prediction is less, but you can able to predict closely. That you can able to do. Okay, so yeah, I would like to go to next slide here. See, yeah, as we discussed, in a positive relationship, the straight line is represented by the equation y equal to mx plus c. Okay, so y equal to mx plus c is the way of representing, I mean, it is the equation to represent the straight line. So this we have discussed already. Y is a dependent variable, x is an independent variable, m is nothing but a slope of the line, and c is nothing but an intercept. Okay, if we get into this line, this particular point where the line is crossing the y-axis is nothing but a y-intercept or an intercept, and slope is delta y divided by delta x is nothing but a slope. If you want to see the slope, in the sense, see, you have to draw a straight line which is parallel to y at any point in the line, and you have to draw a straight line which is parallel to y-axis also. Okay, see, this is nothing but delta y, this is nothing but a delta x. So delta y divided by delta x is slope. So if you found straight line, you can able to find slope, able to find the y-intercept also, then you can able to do the prediction. Okay, this is for positive relationship. That's what we are doing with the laboratory also, with positive relationship stuff. Okay, whenever we are dealing with the negative relationship, we have to do it in a different way. Okay, in a negative relationship, we are having the formula for the straight line is y equal to minus mx plus c. Okay, here y equal to minus mx plus c. Here the slope is negative. M is the variable which is always representing slope, right? Yes or no? Yes? Yeah, are you following? M is the variable which is always, M is the variable which is always representing slope. Okay. So here, if we are having negative relationship between x and y, slope is negative. So m is represented by negative value minus. I will tell the reason here. Just look into this particular diagram. I hope everyone can able to see this particular image on your system. See here, this particular, I would like to give an analogy here. I am explaining with the help of an analogy here. This cycle is coming from here to here. Okay, so cycle is coming down. So at this point of time, in this point of time, y is high, x is very less. So almost x is 0. X is 0, y is too much here. So when it is coming down, y get increased and x get y get increased, right? Sorry, y get decreased, x get increased, right? X get increased and y get decreased. Here in this particular point, y is too much, y is high. When it is coming down, x get increased and y get decreased. That is what happening. This is nothing but a negative relationship we have already discussed. Okay, while it is coming down, this slope is negative slope. Got the point? This slope is negative slope. See, if you are going in a straight line, the slope is 0, not nor negative, neither positive. If you're going straight line, it is not positive, neither negative nor positive. So this is the thing. Here it is negative. The slope is negative. The same way, just look into this particular image. So here, whenever y get increased, x also get increased. So when you are climbing up in a bicycle, whenever x get increased, y also get increased. So here we are having positive relationship. The relationship between x and y is positive. So slope also positive. You can calculate this mathematically also by the equation delta y divided by delta x. You will get a positive value. The same way for the negative slope, if you calculate delta y by delta x, you will get a negative value. Okay, so you can verify this with the help of the mathematics. The thing is, whenever you are having a negative relationship, your equation is y equal to minus mx plus c. When you are having a positive relationship, the straight line equation is y equal to mx plus c. Yes, clear? Any doubt on this? Yes, are you following, students? Are you following or not? Just unmute yourself and tell.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Now, just look into this problem. I would like to give a problem here to understand it more clearly with the help of mathematics background. See, this problem is simply Sam found how many hours of sunshine west, how many ice cream were sold at the shop from Monday to Friday. Okay, Sam is the one who is having an ice cream shop. Okay, so Sam need to predict how much ice cream will be sold out tomorrow. Sam is in the need of the number. He need to identify the number of ice cream he is going to sell tomorrow. Okay, if he is having that particular data, he can able to ready for that, and he can buy more ice cream from the vendors, and he can be ready to sell, right? And he can earn more money. And also, say for example, tomorrow demand is for 10 ice cream, but he is having only 5 ice cream, in the sense that is not good for the business. So in order to do the business in an optimized way, he need to predict number of ice cream will be sold out tomorrow. Okay, so in order to that, we are having some history data. We are having some history data. We are having some training data. In the training data, I have the variable x and y. So x is nothing but hours of sunshine. Hours of sunshine. Y is nothing but ice cream sold. Okay, this is the previous history. This can be used as a training data. See here which one is independent variable, which one is dependent variable? Yes, which one is independent variable, which one is dependent variable? Students, please. Yeah, in this particular data, which one is independent, which one is dependent? Unmute yourself and tell me. Yeah, sunshine is independent. Yeah, good. Yeah, absolutely. See, hours of sunshine is independent variable. Ice cream sold is dependent variable. So when 2 hours sunshine, 4 ice cream will be sold out. If sunshine is 3, 5 ice cream, number of hours is 5, 7 ice creams, number of hours is 7, 10 ice creams. So if it is 9, 15 ice cream. So X can be predicted through weather forecasting. The Google or some other weather forecasting uh, system can able to tell how much hours sunshine you will get tomorrow. Okay, based on that, Sam can identify the number of ice cream can sold using simple linear regression, and he can be ready to sell the ice creams. Okay, now Sam identified, so 8 hours of sunshine is there tomorrow. Okay, we expect 8 hours of sunshine tomorrow. Sam hears the weather forecast which says we expect 8 hours of sunshine tomorrow. So now our job is we need to identify, or we need to predict the number of ice cream will be sold out tomorrow, and that will be helpful to the Sam to do the effective business. Okay, now just look into this. How to solve this problem. Yeah, if we look at this problem in a mathematical way, so we have to find m and b. Okay, m and b. M is nothing but a slope. So this particular intercept, y-intercept, can be represented with the help of c also, and also sometime b. You can change it to c to avoid the confusion. Okay, so this intercept can be represented by the variable c as well as b. Okay, so don't get confused because of that. This slope is always represented by m. Okay, so we have to find the value for y for the value 8 in x. So what will be the y value if x equal to 8? That's what we need to find. That is our intention. So in that way only we have to solve the problem. If my x is 8, what will be the y value? That's what I need to identify. This problem only I need to solve. What will be the value if the x is 8? See here, y equal to mx plus c is the equation which I'm having. So x value I know, x value is given in the problem itself, x value is 8. So I have to find m and c. In order to find m and c, I have to draw a straight line, because y equal to mx plus c is the equation to represent the straight line. Okay. If I get into the property of a straight line, I can able to get the value for m and c. So I need to plot all the training data in a straight line. That is my intention. If I plot or if I draw a straight line which is very close to all the data points, in the sense my job is over. That's what I'm solving. So now I'm going to solve this in a mathematical way. With the help of mathematics, I'm going to solve this. I'm not going to use any statistical tool like we are using in our laboratory to solve this problem. Okay, so using simple mathematics, I'm going to solve this problem. How this problem is going to solve using the traditional mathematics, and we will see how the statistical tools and all are solving this problem using gradient descent and other mechanisms. Now, just look into this particular slide. Okay, see, x and y are represented here. When x is 2, y is 4. When x is 3, y is 5. When x is 5, y is 7. The same way for x7, y is 10, 9, 15. Okay, by this we are having formula for m. To identify the slope, we are having mathematical formula, that is nothing but n into sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y divided by n into sigma x square minus sigma x whole square. Okay, so in order to solve this particular equation, so if you solve this particular equation, you can able to get the value m. Okay, in order to work out with this particular equation, you have to find x square and xy. So x square and xy are the main two things. So this you can able to get easily. If x is 2, x square you can get easily 4, and you can get for 3 9, for 5 25. The same way xy also you can get. Yeah, so identify x, y, x square and y, xy. See, x square and xy values are already here. Just look into that and substitute in this formula and find the value of m. Now you do it. Now you do it. I will take attendance. Now you have to do it and tell the answer once I have finished the attendance. Okay. Yeah. TC3, Rushil absent. Arun Singh,
Present, sir.
okay, Arun Singh present. Kapti, Ayush, Dipsa, Datkan, Ria, Yash.
Yes, sir.
Who is yes? Ria.
Riya, yes, sir.
Okay. Yash, Parthi, sorry, Parthrai, Forum, Suraj. Only two are present in TC3. Okay, TC1. Okay. Yeah, TC3 Achan.
Yes, sir.
TC1. Achan present, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ayuj, Balkrishna,
Yes, sir.
Dhairya,
Yes, sir, present.
okay. Fenil, Harsh, Heli,
Yes, sir. Harsh present.
okay. Heli
Yes, sir.
and Het,
Yes, sir.
Hetvi, Javin Kumar,
Yes, sir. Javin Kumar.
okay. Zinal, Karan,
Yes,
Komal,
sir, present. Karan, sir, present.
Karan present. Komal,
Yes, sir, present.
okay. Krunal, Lata, Manaliben, Mansi, Mansi Kayada, Mayank Singh,
Yes, sir.
who?
Yes, sir,
Mansi.
present, Mayank.
Mansi Kayada is also present, right?
Yes,
Mansi
sir.
Kayada. Okay. Meet, Milan, Sonal,
Present, sir.
okay. Nesh, Nildeep,
Yes, sir. Mildeep.
Nishant,
Present, sir.
Alak,
Present, sir.
Parth,
Yes, sir.
Ridhiban, Riddhi,
Yes, sir.
Prithvi,
Yes, sir.
Rutvik,
Yes, sir.
Sashiranjan,
Yes, sir.
Sheena, Sherin, Sumin, Umesh, Vikash, Yash, Yog,
Yes, sir.
okay. Keval Kumar, okay. We'll see you. I'll see you
Sir,
in.
excuse me,
Yeah.
Mayank this side. Sir, have you marked my attendance?
Mayank.
Yes, sir.